Good morning. We are here in our sanctuary with those who will help with the service today on this, the second Sunday after Pentecost. We're thanking God for each and every one of you being here with us online. We have weekly church announcements. Hallelujah, here's the great news. And that is we're inviting the congregation back into our sanctuary next Sunday. And that is also Father's Day. There are going to be conditions, and they are and instead of shaking hands and giving hugs, we're going to wave to each other and offer blessings by reaching out and offering a blessing. And when it's time to exit, we'll exit from the back of the church first. Those people in the back rows will exit first, and then row after row after row in that way. We're part of a test program with the United Methodists in Northern California, and hopefully you will join us. Now, who is that in that picture? Does she look familiar? Well, maybe not, because it was 60 years ago that picture was taken of me and my dad. Now, why, pray tell, are we showing a picture of Boris and her dad? Because next Sunday is Father's Day, and even though we've been in quarantine, we ask that you email us a picture of your dad or a picture of you and your dad before June 19th, because what I'd like to do is, just as we did for Mother's Day, put together a collage of the fathers that we wish to honor for next Sunday. So if you are a father, you can send us a picture of just you, or you and your children, or your dad. And also included will be people who served as a father for you. It may not be your biological father, but anyone who served in that capacity of guiding you in your life and showing you support. You can send those pictures also. Those are going to go to Middletown Methodist at yahoo.com. Next Friday is Juneteenth, and we're going to have Andrea Rainey tell us about Juneteenth, as well as why it's important in our nation and in our communities. Andrea.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Next Friday is June 19th, also known as June 10th. There may be many white people and people of other cultures who are just hearing of this celebration. Even some African Americans know their families celebrate it as Negro Independence Day, but why? President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, to free all enslaved peoples in the Confederate States. But Southern states did not recognize the proclamation, and there was little enforcement during the time of Civil War. However, 2.5 years after the proclamation was signed, and over 2 months after the surrender of Robert E. Lee on April 9, 1865, end of the Civil War, Union General Gordon Granger on June 19, 1860, in Galveston, Texas, that all previously enslaved people in Texas were free. Although the Emancipation Proclamation had formally freed them almost 2.5 years earlier, and the American Civil War had ended with the defeat of the Confederate States in April, Texas was the most remote of the slave states with a low presence of Union troops, so enforcement of the proclamation had been slow and inconsistent. So June, it is also known as Freedom Day. Jubilee Day and Celebration Day is an American holiday all should be aware of and celebrate. Why? Why is this important to the Methodists? During slavery, Methodist women educated slaves even though it was against the law.
Thank you, Andrea. I grew up in Texas, and Juneteenth was a celebration day where we had barbecues and picnics. And I grew up thinking that it had taken the soldiers, the Union soldiers, almost 6 months before they told people in Texas that they were free. But when I was doing research, it wasn't that it took that long for it to happen. It was actually longer, and that the Civil War was still going on. So as we get older, we understand the importance of liberty and freedom to a people who have been enslaved. Now, we go into our service this morning on the second Sunday after Pentecost, and we give thanks to the music team of Half Moon Bay Community United Methodist Church for the music that they provide for us. In song time, the first song that we ask you to join us in singing is For the Beauty of the Earth.
For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the beauty of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For thyself best gift divine to the world so freely give, for that great, great love of thine, peace on earth